Hey guys, it seems Holden is starting to get serious about C8 Corvette. They've just added a new section to their website for the Corvette C8. They've even got a form there where you can register an expression of interest in the car. Stay tuned, I'll show you their website, I'll show you what's on it, and even show you that form. But stay tuned right through because I'm going to give you an update on my latest thoughts on pricing of the Corvette C8 in Australia. A few days ago, I got my October copy of Holden's E-Line newsletter. As I scrolled down, I found an announcement of the coming availability of right-hand drive Corvette in Australia. The C8, of course. When you take a look at this, you'll see a spiel from Holden about the C8. The legendary Corvette is swapping the stars and stripes for the Southern Cross, etc. Then there's a bit about Mike Simcoe, President of Global Design. Mike's an Australian, ex-Holden, so Holden sets up the Aussie connection. Fair enough. Now this link takes us to Holden's website. You can just go to holden.com.au and click on the Cars tab. Down here at the bottom of the Holden range I found Corvette. This is for the first time. This link takes us to a quite comprehensive Corvette section on their website, but basically stuff we've all seen before on the Chevy website. There's a few videos here, but if you check them you'll find they're the same ones available on the US sites that most of us have already watched. This one's about the luggage space. If you haven't seen them, they're worth a look, and you can catch this handful of neat videos right here on the Holden website. And down below these videos is a form you can fill in to get on the mailing list for announcements, news, events, and product information, according to Holden. Okay, job done. I think it's time to be heading down to my local Holden dealer to talk about putting down a deposit. I have already spoken to them, but they have no additional information in the way of pricing, timing, or anything else that isn't already out there. This dealer is taking $5,000 deposits to get on the short list, but I do want to talk to them about how this would work if the price ends up much higher than I expect. Now I can give you some news on pricing. Since I last talked to you about C8 pricing in Australia, the Canada C8 pricing has been announced. Remember back before the C8 reveal when everybody expected the C8 to be around $100,000 in the US, with some even predicting it could be as much as $150,000 for the entry-level model. Some also said it would be so expensive GM would have to sell the C7 alongside the C8, because the C8 would cost so much that traditional buyers wouldn't be able to afford it. Well, GM completely blew everyone's mind when they announced at the reveal the base model would cost less than $60,000 in the US.
When the 2020 Corvette Stingray goes on sale in the US, it will start at less than $60,000.
Now they've done the same in Canada. The base C8 in Canada will cost a whisker under 70,000 Canadian dollars. This converts back on today's rate to just on 52,500 US dollars, plus taxes of course. Converting to Australian dollars, the cars are selling in Canada for around 78,000 Australian dollars. So why would the price in Australia be based on more than this? When I talk to Corvette people about Holden selling Corvette, what no one seems to get is that Holden's real position in the world is GM Australia. It's no different to GM Canada, for instance. Holden is wholly owned by General Motors, and it's not a company that buys car from GM, marks them up and sells them for a profit. Holden is GM. It just happens to be called Holden in this country. So if GM Canada can sell C8s for the equivalent of 78,000 Australian dollars, after everyone's profit is taken, this should be the starting point for Australia. Add the transport of say $2,000 at GM's price, and we're down to taxes. There's a small import duty, luxury car tax, which I hope will be gone by the time the C8 is due to come in, GST, and the stamp duty on registration, not forgetting the extra now payable in Victoria and Queensland for cars over 100,000 Australian dollars. Putting all this together, I calculate the Australian price at just over 103,000 Australian dollars for the same entry-level car sold in the US and Canada, and returning the same profit margin to GM overall. Now, there might be some taxes I've missed, but I think I've got all the big ones. Even if I allow an extra $10,000 as a catch-all for anything I've missed, or a change in the base level specs for right-hand drive, or even something specific to Australia, I'm still coming in under $115,000. Also note that my calculation pre-stamp duty comes in just under the $100,000 Dan Andrews tax. Even if it didn't quite make it under the $100,000, that tax is only an extra $2,000 or so. And to be quite candid, I'll be very unhappy if the price is significantly higher than this. It'll simply mean that we're being exploited by GM and Holden. But I really can't see them doing this, as they're coming in with such great value in the US and Canada, so why wouldn't they do it the same here? This $115,000 also fits in with being very close to the price of a Porsche Cayman, which is really the closest competitor to the C8, as it always has been in the US. Now, one more C8 news item before I go is the reveal of the C8 convertible. This variant was released on Wednesday, the 2nd of October at the Kennedy Space Center. I'm going to show you the 30-second video provided by GM and give you a quick overview of the convertible.
For the first time, Corvette is offering a state-of-the-art retracting hardtop. The advantages of this are vehicle security, quietness, and beauty. The top operates very quickly, and it can raise and lower while you're driving. There's no loss of cargo space, and you keep the beautiful lines of the coupe even when you have a full convertible.
Well, that's it for now, but there's plenty more to come about C8 Corvette in Australia. And there's always plenty of news around about C8 Corvette in general, worldwide. If you liked the video and you want to keep the channel going, it would really help if you give me a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. There's also a couple of videos that you can see up at the top of the screen that you can click on to watch straight away. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you again real soon.